Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
First Thought Thursday. Remember, the rules are these. You're not right. You're not wrong. We just want to get your first thought when you hear
that an Ohio teacher has been suspended after her sex tape was airdropped to 200 students at the school that she teaches at.
So if somebody were to have access to the unattended phone, it's fairly easy to capture someone's passcode. If somebody has bad intentions, the first thing they'll do when they get access to your phone is look at your pictures, look to see if you have a private folder and see what's in there, or look at text messages and look at the pictures there and try to find something.
Okay, so she didn't purposely upload this. This was somebody else hacked her phone?
Yeah.
Then no, she shouldn't be suspended.
That's what I'm saying. One, is it smart to have a sex tape out there? Probably not. But is it anybody's business? And then to have it airdropped to 200 students, damage is done. So they have suspended her for even having that on her phone.
Yeah.
And I don't think that is the right thing to do.
I'd be interested to see how teachers that are listening to the show feel about this. If there's something on your phone that's private, like, a picture of you topless, a picture of you in a compromised position with your husband,
right.
On the beach in Mazatlan.
Yep.
What if your political thought or angle is a little bit different than the mainstream? Maybe you're, celebrating a religion that's not really, really mainstream, and you have something about that on your phone, and your phone gets hacked, and that gets out. Where's the line?
I know. Where is the line?
Interesting.
I feel very bad for her. Should she have it on her phone? All these parents are saying, we don't want this woman that partakes in videos like this.
These closet case do-gooders. You know what? Most of them got one on their phone or their private laptop at home anyways. These people that tell you about your business, they can eat a giant horseradish.
Yeah, so who should be suspended in this case? The person that took the phone, that airdropped it. Right. They're saying all 200 students that are in possession of the video on their phone still that didn't delete it immediately should be suspended. Those are all the questions that are going around right now, but initially she's suspended. So what's your first thought in this case? The story, I think, is having a mom as a teacher. You can't leave your phone in your jacket pocket behind your desk because someone's going to do this. I mean, that's pretty terrible.
We embark on a First Thought Thursday where the rules are simple. We're not here to judge. We just want your first thought, right or wrong. If you hear
that a teacher was suspended for having a XXX tape, I don't say like a porn, but like, an intimate videotape on her phone, had her phone taken when it was unattended and then airdropped to 200 students at the school. And she is the one that gets suspended, which I think is a terrible precedent to send.
Tallulah, good morning. What do you think about this whole thing? Right, wrong, or the other?
Good morning. I don't think that is right because what we do on our own time is our business. She probably should have had her phone locked. However, I had a situation because I also work in a school that it was nothing like that, but there were pictures of a group of us partying, and I almost lost my job over it.
You did?
I was the supervisor over them. I did.
So what were you doing when you were partying? Was it like body shots, or what's the deal?
No, just simple. A bunch of us were at the beach and we were drinking. There just happened to be a minor there.
Wow.
And the minor was like almost of age, but not quite. But yeah, it was. And the thing about it was, there was somebody upper management that had pictures with the same situation, except for they could read that minor had an actual liquor, and with us, they could not tell.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's just, oh, man.
So,
it's the same as, like let's say a bunch of teachers go out after work and they decide they're going to have a couple of beers at happy hour and someone snaps a picture. Like, does that mean if that's on your phone and your phone gets hacked, like you get fired for that? That's bananas.
It is. Mine was a friend of mine posted it on social media, and even though I have private settings, she didn't, and people got their hands on it. But what people do outside of work is their business. They're not on the clock.
And the fact that this woman had her phone in her jacket pocket and some kid went into her property to grab her property and then airdrop it to 200 students, how humiliating. My mom was just in Mexico with us, and I always abide by her wishes where she doesn't want any photos with drinks in her hand.
We're at an adults-only resort, too, so it's not like, hey, there's a minor there.
Yeah.
Well, I guess a U.S. minor, I mean, right, there could be people that are 18.
That's true.
That's scary.
Yep. And I mean, if anybody takes that picture and puts it on social media with her with like a mojito or something, like she doesn't want that even a thought of that out there.
But she doesn't hesitate for just like 0 seconds, Tallulah, to have her Crocs and her black socks up to her, knees at the beach.
Like she's fine with pictures
what's the
like
bigger
that.
crime? I think the socks and Crocs are the bigger crime.
No doubt.
Well, and the other thing is because you work in the public like that, everybody watches everything you do because you always represent where you work.
But you really don't. You having a couple of beers with your friends on the beach doesn't represent the job you do.
I understand that, but the public doesn't look at it that way.
I know.
It's a mess.
It's
well, hey,
sad.
I appreciate your thoughts today. Thank you, and stay safe out there, all right? When my wife and I were dating, Trish made lasagna, and it was knockout lasagna.
Really?
Oh, my God. It was so great because she used like 5 different types of cheeses.
Yeah.
And then the key for a guy like me is the spicy sausage.
Okay.
Not just hamburger in your lasagna. She went spicy sausage.
Oh, she got
And I
it.
hooked your boy. Now, for me, if I was to make her a meal, like if we're just start dating, my go-to is I grill a really, really, really good steak, but I grill a better marinated chicken breast.
Okay.
And then I can do a side with rice and steamed broccoli. And that steamed broccoli, here's my kicker on that. A little onion salt on the steamed broccoli.
Okay.
Boom! It pops.
Are you going to do anything like exciting on the plate? Because that's kind of an underwhelming meal, if you ask me. Like, are you going to do like design with the barbecue sauce and you slice it?
No, you can't put barbecue sauce on chicken. What are you,
You've never had a barbecue
Well, I
chicken
have,
breast?
but you don't impress anybody with it. That's to cover up a bad piece of chicken.
This sounds very vanilla.
You pre-marinate that chicken for a day in a sealed package, and then you slow cook that sucker, and you let all the juices.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to stay with the chicken tip, and I made a very horrible first date meal for Derek, and he talks about it to this day. It was that bad. It was homemade beef stroganoff. It was awful.
It's a tough one.
It was like the beef chunks that you're really not supposed to eat. Maybe give it to the dog.
Right, it's like the round steak or something like that, right?
I use that, whatever. So I'd stay away from that. But I make amazing stuffed bruschetta chicken with the stovetop stuffing. And then you stuff that inside with some cheese. And then on the outside, you put Italian dressing on it. And the way that it cooks, it is incredible. It's like if you were to cut into a cordon bleu and everything just oozes out.
What do you call that thing, Kat?
What?
What you just made?
A stuffed grilled chicken bruschetta meal. I don't know.
You don't have a name for it.
I think I said it in the wrong cadence, but it's incredible. I'll get him in bed.
Radio Paparazzi.
All right, so this is just a preview for an interview that's going to happen on today. And this is the husband of the woman that was shot and killed on the set of Rust by Alec Baldwin. Didn't mean to, but Alec came out and publicly did that interview, and the husband's not happy about
Watching him, I just felt so angry. I was just so angry to see him talk about her death so publicly in such a detailed way, and then to not accept any responsibility after having just described killing her.
Yeah, I think it would be just insult to injury, and for him to just kind of say his side and not
this thing's
everybody.
going to get really, really, really dirty.
So Kanye went to the Donda 2 album release. He made this big concert production out of it and decided to work in his ex-wife, Kim. This was from her monologue from SNL. Listen.
I married the best rapper of all time. Not only that, he's the richest black man in America. A talented, legit genius who gave me 4 incredible kids.
left out, though, the part where she says, so when I divorced him, you have to know that it came down to just one thing, his personality. So, of course, he'd let that one go. But the person he arrived to the album release party was Kim 2.0, this woman that literally looks exactly like Kim Kardashian, dresses exactly like her. So trying to do some psyche play here. All right. So while dining out over the weekend, Rosie O'Donnell ran into a couple of famous people and she got it all wrong.
Seated next to us at Malibu at Nobu was Nick Jonas and his wife, Someone Chopra, which I always assumed was Deepak Chopra's daughter. So when I said, hi, Nick Jonas, you were great in Kingdom, and hi, I know your dad. She goes, you do? Who's my dad? And I'm like, Deepak. She's like, no. And Chopra is a common name. I was like, woo.
Yeah, so it's like a Smith or a Johnson or a Jones over there. And
I didn't know she was such a famous model. And when I heard that he married her, too, I was thinking, oh, Deepak's got a daughter that's in the entertainment business?
Well, I mean, just the fact that you say someone Chopra, you don't even know how to pronounce her first name. And then so Priyanka had a little message. It's advised to Google me next time before you speak to me. Blowing out their candles today, we have Billy Zane from Titanic, 56, and Floyd Mayweather is 45. Some authorities in Groton, Connecticut say that 2 wild turkeys have become infamous for wandering a neighborhood, stopping traffic, and even attacking a postal worker, so they're not going to deliver anymore.
They told us it was because the turkeys attacked one of the postal workers. Back in the end of January, we went 2 weeks without getting mail, and I went down there 3 times myself. I emailed, put in tickets, talked to somebody at Consumer Affairs, and then we finally resumed service. Now here we are 2 weeks again later, and the same thing is happening again.
They don't have a Gordy, that's why. Gordy would have plowed right through it. He just said, turkeys, I'm taking this into my own hands.
Just stiff-arm the turkeys and get the mail where it has to go. Bring some silverware. Send the message. I'll see you in a few months. You know, like, they'll get the message. An email will go out. You know what day it is?
Coincidentally, today is...
But of course, today is also...
National Chili Day.
It's a match made in heaven.
It's showtime.
Perfect weather for chili today. And I told Liam, you know what they do at his school for Chili Day is they give him a big bowl of chili and then a cinnamon roll to dip in the chili. It's like your peanut butter bread concoction, your sandwich. That
you mean a sandwich?
Whatever. That you put in your chili, which I think is disgusting. I've never heard of like a savory and sweet combo. But if you are going to celebrate and wondering what to do for dinner, no brainer, celebrate National Chili Day. You going to do so?
Probably not, no.
No? You got to clear things out soon.
I didn't even think it was Chili Day. I got to what? Clear things? Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
I'm so excited for you.
1047 KCLD. About to get weird with our friends at Pepsi.
So weird.
Weird stuff.
Everybody called me weird. I am weird.
You don't think this is a little weird?
No, I don't think it's weird at all.
Weird news.
Some people's kids is what I say. Some people that decide to steal things from stores don't give it a second thought. They think they got it in the bag. This Florida guy is accused of stealing a crossbow and shoving it down his pants.
Sheriff Wayne Ivey shared this surveillance video on his Facebook page. He says it all happened at a True Value store. Investigators say Darren Durant was able to make it out of the store, but was arrested a few days later.
Yeah.
That dude successfully got a crossbow out of the store down his pants.
You know, got caught in the parking lot. You're the laughing stock of the thief groups out there because you don't know how to steal a crossbow. It's like those women that wear the fake bellies and they put the turkeys in there because they want to give their family a feast, which is really sad.
What I love is that he just didn't give up. He wouldn't take no for an answer.
I'm running.
Kids never give up.
Is that a crossbow in your pants or are you just part of weird news? That is what's weird.
Up in the Playhouse with Cat and JJ.
All right, some more swag to give away. I love our brand new KCLD coffee mugs. I want to get you one. It's not even a mug, actually. It's a tumbler. It's an insulated tumbler. In the summer, you can use it for cocktails by the fire, whatever you want. If you don't... This is the part of the show where we will recap some of the really fun things we experienced over the last week on the Party Plane to Paradise. First off, if you think that you can go online and set up better travel arrangements than what's going to happen with our friends at Burst Travel, you're dumb and you're wrong. I can't even tell you how many times Gretchen saved all of us from... Here's the thing. If you haven't traveled outside the country yet, after COVID, it's super hard to get back in. Not hard to get out. Mexico will take you. They don't care.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's impossible to get out of Mexico almost.
We had to line up. We had to do COVID tests 24 hours before. Our entire party was negative.
I don't stress about anything in my life. I really have got to a point where I stress about very little. And I know it seems weird because we've got the most stressful job on the planet, according to research, right? I had a knot in my stomach.
You look
from the moment
very nervous.
and it wasn't like I was sick or I felt like I had been around somebody, but I was so nervous because today's my daughter's birthday. I wouldn't have got back for that.
Yep.
My wife has to do her week of chemo in the hospital next week. I wouldn't have got back for the beginning of that. Everything hinged on getting back in time, and so grateful.
I didn't want to leave anyone behind. I know that it's the risk that you run by going with us during a COVID pandemic, but the fact that everybody was good to go, the stress you could see was lifted, and then we just partied the rest of the night.
I got after it.
The entertainment was incredible. Hibachi was delicious. Went and did that beautiful dinner on the beach at, what is it? La Vida, not Loca, La Dolce Vita. And being back at our resort, I say our because it just feels like
we
home
dominate.
Was so fun.
The KCLD crew rolls up in there and we dominate that resort.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Played a lot of volleyball. I didn't realize I was so good at water volleyball.
Are horrible.
But you know what I do to distract? I do that, and I shake them.
Watching you people play volleyball from the sideline was anxiety.
Well, I can't make everybody play as well as I do. I was
telling Trish, I'm like, we got home and I felt more relaxed than I had in years of going to these trips.
Yeah.
Like it was such a fun 5 days in the sun. So to everybody who's getting back into the grind that went with us, to everybody who's hearing this right now going, I've always wanted to go on one of these trips with you guys.
Yeah.
We're just going to decompress the rest of this week. And then next week we'll start working on getting all the details together to go next year on the party plane to Paradise with our friends at Burst Travel and your buds here at KCLD. I think I was weird. I was going through my phone as we were landing and I took like 2 pictures. Like
really? I took a lot because I'm going to make that video. I just want to highlight. I've never made a video before of how much fun we actually have. And I caught some pretty amazing moments. Derek is 4-time dance champion.
That's the point I wanted to really get at today. So what they do is they call it's the Sexy Tiger dance competition.
Yeah.
And I got to lay this out for you guys. You just got to hear this through. All right. This is the most entertaining portion of the show. This is Saturday? Or was it Sunday?
No.
It was Sunday.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
It was a Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. We're all in the pool hanging out. I've got everybody big Bubba mugs that say KCLD Party Plane to Paradise. So everybody's around just having a good time, basking in the sun, right? And then I turned to Kat and I go, where's Derek? She goes, he had to run back to the hotel room. He had to run back to our villa to get his costumes. And wait, what? And I notice that there's 4 men lined up on the side of the pool, and they're going to have a sexy dance-off. And basically what it entails is, what do you have to do? Some push-ups, and then take a shot, and then get water poured over you.
It's like an obstacle course of sexiness.
And then give a girl a lap dance, right? And these 4 people are there. And I'm like, where's Derek? He's done this 3 years in a row. He's reigning champion.
Yeah.
He's got to do this. He's got to do this. And this guy who's like a buff, jacked bodybuilder is the first guy to go. So the people are going crazy. Woo! And then another one goes, and another one goes. And then all of a sudden, I see in a sea of nearly naked people, a man standing next to the bar in a hazmat suit. And I go, is that Derek? He has, if you've seen like a painter suit with the hood and everything, he's in one of those.
Yeah. Can I remind you that he remembered to pack that, but he forgot his phone, his blood pressure medication, his toothbrush, but he remembered to pack that and a Speedo. I was dying.
So the song starts. The Sexy Tiger competition starts, and Derek is down. Now, Derek opted, instead of doing the man push-up, on your toes, he opted to do them from his knees.
The girl ones.
I didn't say that. With a caveat, my wife, as we have a dancer daughter, noticed he had his toes pointed the whole time.
He is a dancer.
And I'm like, oh my God. So he's doing that. And he doesn't drink. So they hand him the shot. He throws it over his shoulder. The place goes wild.
Yep.
In the meantime, he gets the water poured over him. And he's doing his sexy dance. And as the water is poured over him, he unzips his hazmat suit to reveal the most shocking Speedo G-string.
Yeah.
And
can you believe that elephant trunk was so long?
And my eyes started burning, and I had to take and put my sunglasses back on. And then he turns around and gives this girl a lap dance that she will never forget. And at that point, the place is exploding in
She's
applause.
playing bongos on his butt. He by far gets the most applause. No need to go any further with the contest. He wins and holds up his hand with the number 4.
But you forgot the most important part, the part that sealed it all. As Derek is standing there in all his glory, knowing that he has defended his title, he reaches into his Speedo with both hands and pulls out long black socks and throws them up in the air just to make sure that everybody knew that God was not being fooled that day.
It was a ringer.
And we now, in our midst, have a 4-time champion. And then he spent the next 2 to 3 hours walking around telling everyone how he's won it 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
That
last hour, we got home. He sent group texts out. He told his mom all about it.
Here's my favorite part of this whole thing. He gets back in the pool with us, and we're all celebrating with him. High fives. And somebody from our group goes, "Hey, what, you 4-time champion?" He goes, "Yeah, 4-time champion." What'd you get for that? He goes, a medium T-shirt.
He gave it to the girl that he did a lap dance for. Crystal, who went on the trip with us, says, "Prettiest man I've ever seen."
It was it was something, all right. So that is the Party Plane to Paradise. And a quick recap, 5 days, 4 nights, all inclusive, and it was amazing. If you're thinking about going with us next year, we'll have all those details ready for you guys in hopefully just a couple of weeks.
The story everyone is going to be talking about today.
What's trending today, Kat?
Trending today is our girl Pink, who has now scored a spot on the lineup for Calm apps. You know how LeBron James does it?
Yeah.
So here's kind of like a little...
Before Ring discovered her circus, she was a little girl just like any other kid.
She's got a great tone.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's reading to her kids.
I could totally get ready for bed, or you could have her do that for your children. It's kind of like, she does a lot of like kids fables and lullabies. So now you have another option. If you have the Calm app, which I do, JJ turned me on to it. It is
the Matthew
amazing.
McConaughey reads are my favorite.
Yeah, he does a great job. I think it's more so like the soundscapes, and you could put on like some native flute music. If you fall in love with whenever you go get like a rub down, and that's the background music that they have at a spa, that's what it is. It's lovely. So how do you calm? How do you calm yourself? Maybe it's driving home with nothing on, just road noise. Do you use the Calm app? What do you use? Maybe some essential oils on your chest.
Here come the weed texts.
There we go. How do you calm yourself? I'd love to give some more advice for Derek. Derek gets a little high strung every once in a while, and I'd love to, throw some other options his way. So now that Pink is another option for you with a Calm sleep app, how do you calm yourself? Let me know right now, because she is what's trending. All right. Everyone's going to have an opinion on this. I have a strong one in the sense that I had a breech very early child. It's like you have to just kind of depend on those life-saving pieces of equipment that are at hospitals. I don't know if I could bring myself to have a baby at home.
Well, don't
in a
you
big pool
plan
of water.
the home birth, and if things go wrong, the backup is the hospital, right?
That's the thing.
You
like,
have a backup when you plan this, right?
Sure, there's a backup, but you also have to wait for the ambulance. You have to get transported. How far away are you from the hospital? There are so many factors that I'm uncomfortable with, but Haley Duff was talking about how she did it.
I watched Ricky Lake's Business of Being Born, and I was like, I think I could do this. You know what was really cool about the home birth, Kelly, is like you're bringing a baby into the world. That's some of the hardest work anybody can do. Amen. And they don't let you have like water in the hospital or food or snacks, and you're about to like work the hardest you've ever worked. I had sugarfish in bed. I had a glass of rosé afterward. I had sushi in my bed with my baby, and a glass of rosé that I actually was like clawing at the bit to have, and I took a sip afterwards, and I was like, it's not doing it for me.
Yeah. So, yeah, she had a little
goes
treat
for the
waiting.
wine right after the baby pops out.
I know, but Alicia already texted and said, I suggest every woman have a home birth. You connect so much more with your baby. No distractions. I've done it 4 times. My husband climbs in the water and helps. It's magic. Can you just imagine that? as a guy?
I'm sure that worked very well for you. Would not work very well for me.
Alicia, I don't think that we should say you connect on a deeper level if you're in water with your child, because once they're put on your chest, they don't remember anything.
So what's the water thing is that it's a more calming experience, right? It's more like the womb. It's less from black to white.
Sure,
right?
But I mean, in all actuality, you're the only one creating a crazy environment if you're screaming. And if you're screaming, you're in pain. You probably just ripped.
This whole pain thing too. I ain't buying this. Well, I just
don't even.
I want you to just think for a half a second about the thousands of years that women went through having natural childbirth. Without any drugs, without any classes. What you did is you got pregnant, you had the baby, and you went back to work.
You know, when you go on these tangents, women always say, you got to hook them up to one of those fake contraction units.
Those things I wouldn't budge an inch on those things.
I don't believe that for a second.
You know, these Egyptian women would have the baby and keep pushing rocks up the pyramid.
You stubbed your toe on a beach chair during Mexico, and we didn't hear the end of it.
Just a couple of seconds ago, the audio from Hillary Duff, she had her baby at home and said it was great because she could have sushi and rosé with her baby laying on her chest right afterwards.
Yeah, she just said it was a good moment. It was calming. I think that is the route that people go if they want just, I don't know, the more intimate experience rather than to be in the hospital. I personally like to be surrounded by things that will just help immediately, not have to wait for an ambulance, stuff like that.
Morgan, would you ever considered having your baby at home?
Actually, I did, and now I look back, and I'm so glad I didn't.
Okay.
Why?
Because something happened?
So, everyone, labor is something you're never going to think that you can go through until you do it. And I tried to be that person that was like, I'm going to be prepared. I have a birth plan.
Yep.
Yada, yada, yada. I wouldn't take any advice from anybody. And at the last change or the last week, whatever you want to say, I was convinced to go to the hospital for labor. And thank Jesus I did, because I ended up having such horrendous back labor that there would have been no way I would have been able to do it at home or put that on my husband to deal with at home.
Well, I'm sure this is an incredible story. You're popping in and out here with your phone. Is our phone? It's our fault
on our end. We're having some really crazy technical stuff going on this morning.
That's what I would be most worried about. Is just something that takes a traumatic turn, and then you have to live with the consequences.
So you did end up having baby in the hospital though, and everything's okay?
Yes.
Okay.
And at least the second baby, I went into it with a more clear head. I had a birth plan, but I was open to a different birth plan, whether or not mine happened or not.
Gotcha.
Good idea.
Makes
Let
sense.
me tell you, that back labor, I will never put on anybody.
What do you think about when Kat says labor is really not that bad and it's not that painful?
I've never once
when
said
she
that.
says that, does that make you angry?
I've never said that, Morgan.
No, because it was all in my back.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for that. I was prepared for labor, being prepared to be ripped in half, and I was not prepared.
Okay, I'm glad your phone got out there because I know what you're saying.
For sure not trying to be rude, but the way your phone was cutting in and out gave a different message to many of our listeners. And it's not your phone. We're having some really weird technical difficulties on my end. So thank you for being on the show. Grateful for your phone call, and thank you. We'll try and continue this
in
a couple of seconds.
I heard rip.
Yep.
I heard my.
Radio Paparazzi.
We've been saying it wrong all along. If you've been saying it correctly, good for you. But Lindsay Lohan.
Hey everyone, it's Lindsay Lohan, and guess what? Now I'm on TikTok.
Lohan.
She wants people to stop saying Lohan. It's not Lindsay Lohan. It's Lindsay Lohan. All right, so everything went down between Russia and Ukraine over the last 24 hours. Scary stuff that's happening over there. Cardi B had a lot to say, and she had a message for world leaders.
I'm just really annoyed by this, and I really wish that all world leaders right now just really come with a logical conclusion, but whatever.
There you go.
Jesus.
It was a big sigh in the whatever that really sealed it at the end.
This is where we're at in today's society, huh? We're asking Cardi B what she thinks about the Russians invading the Ukraine.
No one asked her, though. She just took to her social media. I got something to say. But, okay, so you watch Jackass. You're like, is there anything that these guys won't do for attention or for laughs? There actually is, and Johnny explains that.
I don't like cold weather or cold water. I've done stuff in cold weather and cold water. It's just a hassle. But the guys do have irrational fears. Steve-O, who will let you put a hook in his mouth, chum up the ocean, and then cast him out to sea to catch a shark with his body. You can do that to him, fine. But we tried to get him to bungee jump once for an episode, and he was like, "F you, dude, I'm not doing it." I've seen him jump out of an airplane like 80 feet in the air into the water, or he jumps off bridges, does flips off bridges. It's like something that grandmas do.
He won't do the bungee.
He won't do the bungee. I feel like he would with like things
like
weighing
out of
down
a helicopter.
his man parts and stuff. Blowing out their candles today, we have Floyd Mayweather turning 45 and Sammy Kershaw of the country world is 64.
If you walk into work and you believe that you are going to be genuinely annoyed by something, it's already a prerequisite. There's something that's going to annoy you about going to work today. It's likely one of the following.
Are you talking about me?
No.
Okay.
Here are the big ones, the ones that really stuck out. I saw this list of top things that annoys everybody who works in an office setting.
All right.
Smelly bathrooms made the list.
Yep.
Well, you guys,
we're fine.
Yeah, you guys have Cindy who works here who constantly keeps your guys' bathroom nice.
We got she's doing spring decor a little bit early. So I think it was to erase the big snowstorm that happened, but we have new spring decor in the bathroom, which is nice.
Well, the men's bathroom here, it's never nasty except for Monday mornings between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. You're taking your life into your own hands by just walking in there. There are a couple of gentlemen that work here that get after it on the weekends.
Yeah.
And it causes the Monday morning situation to be really, really bad. It's so bad, as a matter of fact, about 3 years ago. You know, if you ever ever been in a barn setting, they have these giant fans that have an industrial strength to be able to suck air out.
Yeah.
They installed one of those, and it hasn't ever really helped. So that's on the list. Slow computers.
That would, there were I think it was like a month's period where I would come in and have to restart my computer
every day.
And then I would have to go back to Derek's computer and use that one. And then all my stuff isn't saved. It's such a hassle.
Slow computers make the list. And the number one thing that is an office annoyance makes your office seem like a damn circus. I'm just waiting for you to go off on this one. Coworkers who are way too loud and won't just be quiet.
Si, senor. There are two of them. I'd say three of them that are so loud and obnoxious.
I have gotten to the point. My office is right in the middle of all of this.
Yes.
I've gotten to the point now where it was nice when COVID was just breaking out because I would shut my door to keep myself safe.
Mm.
Now, I continue to shut my door to be antisocial. I will also turn on the radio in my office. I will turn on the Alexa in my office. And I've gotten to the point where I bring my noise-canceling AirPods with me. So I will hear if somebody knocks on the door or goes to jiggle my keys to open the door, and I'll take my AirPods out and make it seem like I'm social. But otherwise, to deaden the sound of people yelling from office to office or just being loud, I put in noise-canceling AirPods.
I know. We have one coworker that has to listen to all of her songs in length at maybe 10.
And we're in a musical environment, right? I mean, this
Put
radio
on
station.
Headphones. I don't care.
That's what I used to do when I had to. So the music labels will send us music. I would put on my headphones, and then I could listen. Because here's the deal: when you're listening to a song for the first time before it hits the radio, you're trying to judge whether or not you're going to want to play this song, right? So you listen to certain parts of it over and over again. You catch an instrument here, you catch a word here, you catch a thing here. So you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you're digitally editing this stuff. And yeah, I agree. So what I thought we could do real quick is this is a chance for you to purge. If you haven't gotten to work yet today, you're just waking up and you're probably kind of getting yourself ready. What do you assume is going to be the number one annoyance? If you were to wake up tomorrow morning, 4 a.m., you assume you're going to be annoyed by what when you come to work?
I just love when men rave about their ladies. This is who you settled on. You know?
Hold on. Nice.
Brag about him. Tom Brady was bragging about Gisele Bundchen when she posted that video yesterday. Did you see that? Doing jujitsu.
Really?
She will kill you.
Kill you dead.
Yes. The internet was making jokes that they figured out why he retired. Because his fate was uncertain if he continued to play football, that she would have just kicked his butt. But he's like, my wife is incredible. Supermodel, fabulous mother, jiu-jitsu master, and he had the list go on and on. I said, what a great guy to be able to sit there and list all the reasons why your wife is so BA. So I'm going to let you kick it off. And it kind of goes and coincides with that She campaign that I saw last night on the TV. Hershey's doing it, where they're celebrating like the role of a woman and young girls and how it plays into everyone's life, nationwide, worldwide. So why is your lady so BA?
I mean, she holds it all together. Like, she's... How do I say this? It starts with that she's way smarter than I am. So that was good. She's way more responsible than I am. So that was good. But she's really an incredible mother because we work well together because I'm a lot more old school than she is as far as rub some dirt on it kind of stuff.
Yeah.
She's much more caring. I'm much more like, I need to make sure that they're ready to be 18. And she's way better at the soft side of stuff. Plus, I always knew she was kind of BA. And then when this cancer hit, when she didn't complain about it, or bitch about it, or do anything other than, well, what do I need to get to the next day? I was so in awe. Like to see somebody one day just be completely normal, and then the next day they have a brain tumor and they know about it and they go, all right, well, what do I have to do?
Let's
I'm
get
like,
it going.
my God. I mean, that was so inspiring to me to go, no matter what happens today, I think it's going to be okay. That's a pretty easy answer for me.
Well, she had that, and then she tackled breast cancer, had a mastectomy. I mean, it's like... The woman has gone through it.
That was really crazy to see, too, because she didn't hesitate for a second. Her doctor said, if there's a body part that I have that's trying to kill me, I'm just going to get rid of it. And she goes, yeah, you know what? Okay, schedule the surgery. And I was like, you don't want to take a little more time to think about this or anything? She's like, no, let's just do it.
God, that's a woman.
It was
for you.
unbelievable to see. And I think it's definitely a genetic link of having the babies. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There is something there about when you give birth, you will do everything you can to be there to protect them as long as you can. It's just deep in a woman's DNA, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think that's why. I mean, she knows that I'll be all right either way, but she wants to make sure that the kiddos are cool.
I love that. All right. Tanner had already texted in during that break, but he says, my wife is so BA. She manages our whole house. She changes her oil. She cuts all of our kids' hair, and she never complains about everything or anything. Tanner, I think that's another great example of a woman there, and you got a good one. So I want to know. We're going to open up the line of why is your lady so BA? A Columbus, Ohio TV reporter named Miles Harris is going viral because who isn't proud of their baby when they make their dreams happen? Like, my baby's going to be on the news. He's so excited to be a reporter. So he sees his mom casually driving by.
This is my mom. Hold on. I'm trying to work right now. You over there calling my phone. This is D'Angelo. You can say hi. And don't be holding up traffic because you got cars behind you. Did you record this?
How cute is that? She's just waiting in line just to drive by. There he sees her.
This is my mom. Hold on.
So hold on. You're doing a news segment right on the TV.
And like right behind me, we have some congestion, and then...
That's my mom. Hold on.
I'm trying to work right now. You over there calling my phone. This is D'Angelo. You can say hi.
Oh, my God. I would do the same thing.
So weird.
Weird stuff. Everybody called me weird. I am weird.
You don't think this is a little weird?
No, I don't think it's weird at all.
Weird news.
Some people's kids is what I say. Some people that decide to steal things from stores don't give it a second thought. They think they got it in the bag. This Florida guy is accused of stealing a crossbow and shoving it down his pants.
Sheriff Wayne Ivey shared this surveillance video on his Facebook page. He says it all happened at a True Value store. Investigators say Darren Durant was able to make it out of the store, but was arrested a few days later.
Yeah.
That dude successfully got a crossbow out of the store down his pants.
No, got caught in the parking lot. You're the laughing stock of the thief groups out there. because you don't know how to steal a crossbow. It's like those women that wear the fake bellies and they put the turkeys in there because they want to give their family a feast, which is really sad.
What I love is that he just didn't give up. He wouldn't take no for an answer.
I'm running.
Kids never give up.
Is that a crossbow in your pants, or are you just part of weird news? That is what's weird.
We were talking about the top things that annoy people at the office. The smelly bathroom made the list. The slow computers made the list. But number one is coworkers just being too loud, just not understanding that maybe you don't want to know everything about what's going on at their desk right now.
Yeah, and we have one that is she is notorious for letting everyone know exactly what she's doing at any given time. Here's 8691 says people chewing super loud. We had a girl named Molly, not our Molly, but the other Molly that used to work here and share an office with Amos, who chews so loud. And she would send me text messages. Did you give him gum? Like it
was your fault?
Yes. This one, gossiping, troublemaking coworkers, complaining coworkers about how they don't like their job. Find a different one, they say. Coworkers saying about what they get paid. Don't ever talk about salary at work. That is the biggest way to get in trouble.
But it's my favorite side. I really like celery a lot.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Hershey's campaign is highlighting women and girls, young girls all around the world with this campaign. So if you buy a Hershey's bar, a portion of the proceeds go to different female funds that will just make life a little bit better for certain females that are trying to do big things in the world. And that just got me thinking, like, so many people are raving about the women in their lives, which it got kicked off with me with that Gisele Bundchen video that she posted of herself doing jiu-jitsu. And Tom Brady's like, listen, I am okay that she looks like she could kick my butt at any time because she is so BA. She's a great mom. Tim texted, my wife takes care of our mentally challenged daughter and never gets discouraged. She goes to seminars to learn how to give her the best life. That puts a lump in my throat. That's pretty incredible. That's a lot of work, Tim. And I'm glad that you recognize that. So we're just taking your calls on your BA ladies in your life. Why are they so badass? Trisha dealing with brain cancer right now, a tumor in her brain. And before that, breast cancer. And it's just like, she's very, very strong.
Even before that, for me, it was that she challenges almost everything I do.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool for me. Like, I really, really enjoy that. The fact that there is some kind of challenge there. And that she just doesn't roll with the punches. Like, she's always going to make sure that I understand what I'm talking about. So if you want to chime in, definitely want to hear from you. When we first discovered that Kat can tell people what their occupation is just by getting to know their first name, it was a little bit of a shock, and now it's become part of the show. So if you want to test her out, again, prizes if she can't figure out what you do for a living just by knowing your first name. So let's get to first round. We just need your first name to get it all started. And by the way, again, this works if you don't know her. You know what I mean? Like, if you used to work here, doesn't work.
I'll know your voice.
Yeah. So what is your first name?
Brielle.
Brielle. Can you spell that for us real quick?
Brielle.
What do you think Brielle does, Kat?
Brielle, 2 L's?
Yep.
You work in hospice?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, is that taxing?
I mean, it can, but one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life besides being a mom. So
I'm sure. Like, when you called, you can kind of feel the heaviness because that's a heavy world to live in. One day somebody's there, and then the next day, you're preparing them for them to go on to the next life. But stay strong. Great job.
Thank you.
Brielle, you got time for one more? You want to do one more?
Yeah, Sergio, I can't do it through text.
Yeah, you got to actually call, guys. Call us right now.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.